What's up you guys, it's Katie, welcome back to the Spotlight. A couple of months ago I did a trying 2020 fashion trends video and you guys seemed to enjoy it, so I thought I'd do a bit of a follow-up part 2 where I dive a little bit deeper into some other trends plus share some outfit ideas on how I like to style them. Today's video is sponsored by Nasty Gals, so for each category the trend example I'm wearing is from there. I will leave all of the links down below in the description box, as well as my discount code, which is Katie60 for 60% off store-wide. Do keep in mind that I work with the Australian store, so this code only works on the AU site. Which, by the way, I've been seeing a lot of comments recently wondering where my accent is from, so hopefully that answers your question. Yes, I live in Australia. But yeah, anyway, you can check out all of the info and links down below. For now, let's actually start styling these babies up. The first trend I want to talk about is one I'm already wearing. No, not the little cardigans, but actually these glorious sheeny shiny pants I have on. I saw it dubbed online as Into the Gloss, which I thought beautifully summed it up. It's pretty much a lot of these silky satin fabrics, which to me almost add this somewhat slippery texture to the look. The reason I was so drawn to this particular pair of pants is because they almost take it one step further by having this iridescent thread woven throughout, which is just like a whole extra layer of shine. They also had a matching shirt which made for a stunning combination, but unfortunately I've only got the trousers, so I'm gonna style them up two different ways. The first one being in a monochromatic outfit. This is another trend we have seen a lot of recently, and particularly in this green pistachio shade. I feel like this is the color we have been unable to escape for at least the last year, and just recently I watched a video on WGSN which kind of indicated it's going to be sticking around for at least this spring summer season as well. I played along with varying shades of green from head to toe, including the little shirt that I tucked in, which also continues on that Into the Gloss satin moment. Also, I know you guys would have already been able to tell, but these are very long. I'm gonna be taking them up because without wearing monsterly high heels, they are just gonna drag on the ground. And for reference on my height, I think I've told you I am 5'4" in the past, which I just want to correct because my boyfriend heard me say that and brought to my attention I must be taller than that. I was like, excuse me buddy, think I know my height? Turns out I didn't. I am actually 5'6". I can't remember if I mentioned this already, but for every trend I'm going to be showing you two ways to style it, and you're pretty much looking at the second outfit now. I absolutely love how popular pastels have been, and as much as I enjoy the monochromatic fit, I think it's also fun to actually do contrasting colors as well, and I really love the teaming of purple and green. This is 100% the sort of outfit I'd be wearing if I was actually leaving the house at the moment, and this cardigan is from Nasty Gal as well. I got it at the end of last year. They've had some really cute colored knitwear on there at the moment too, but everything was sold out in my size, so I need to keep a better eye on it. Something you might notice about majority of these items today is that typically they're more of a combo package. You're gonna see a couple of different trends rolled into one, and that is absolutely no exception with this blouse. For me, this is very like chic, Instagram blogger, think like Song of Style sort of inspo. I believe this breaks down to three main trends. The first one I think is predominantly seen on the runway, which is polka dots. This is just a pattern that is kind of always around, but I don't think is really dominating the general public. The second is the sheer fabric, which is something we see both on and off the runway. I even mentioned in my previous video how much I love working with sheer items because it makes layering a lot easier. And lastly, what I'd consider the most popular and also what drew me into this item is just these insane puff balloon sleeves. For these trendy tops that feel like they're doing the most, I think the easiest no-brainer solution to style with it is just a pair of high-waisted jeans. Pairing something back with an everyday closet essential like jeans instantly gives it a more effortless feel. For my personal taste, I typically sit in a more casual sort of aesthetic, so usually I like to go for wide-legged jeans or just baggy pants in general, but there is absolutely no denying the need for something a little bit more streamlined sometimes, especially when you're trying to get this kind of like Instagram blogger. I don't know the right words for it. I'm just hoping we're on the same wavelength here. But anyway, the jeans of choice in the end are these tapered mum jeans, and this is actually my first time trying Nasty Gal denim. I wanted to grab a pair because I've seen so many other people rave about them in their hauls, and I can confirm they are a very nice fit. They fit true to size. I got mine in a size 8. And for the styling portion, I threw a black bralette on underneath at first, and by the time I added the accessories, it kind of felt like the sort of thing I would wear to a semi-fancy dinner. Like, not fancy enough I have to wear a dress, but you want to look nice. And then using all the same clothing pieces, I just switched the bralette to the outside of the shirt, which is actually another kind of like subcategory trend at the moment. A lot of little bra tops were seen on the runway. But I think by doing that and also adding some more casual accessories, it instantly gave it that kind of cool girl sort of vibe. I don't know, you guys, I am so bad at describing things today. Like, the words just are not coming to me. I am so sorry. Okay, our next piece also features polka dots, but that is not the reason I chose it. The standout for me is actually this tiered effect to the skirt. This is an element seen on the runways, often in the form of very extravagant gowns, which obviously isn't the easiest to transition into everyday wear, but I think one way it will trickle down is with these little mini skirts, because it actually plays beautifully into the early 2000s trend that just continues to take over. There was a lot of this sort of detailing on the skirts that the likes of Paris Hilton would wear back in the day. I can't even remember what I just said, but if I said early 2000s, scrap the early part. This is definitely more of a mid, almost even to late 2000s, because I remember seeing this sort of stuff in Supre when I was just a youngin'. For my other outfit with this skirt, I was really inspired to just do a hell of a lot of layering. You guys know I love that K-fashion style Nanda sort of aesthetic, so I definitely pulled from there, and in the end you can kind of barely see the skirt apart from just a few tiers peeking out the bottom, but I think that it turned out really, really cute. Probably not everyone's cup of tea, but I do genuinely love it, so I wanted to share it still. And for those of us experiencing some cooler temperatures, I thought this might be some helpful inspo on how to take your more summery skirts into that transitional period. Okay, I am just gonna be straight up with you. This next one isn't hidden quite as many of the trends, but it was my favorite thing online and I just had to have it. It is this adorable dress. I am such a sucker for these high neckline, long sleeve silhouettes on a dress. It does still feature this tiered effect like we spoke about in the last look, and also the pastel pink. Hello, pastels are still going strong. There's just something about these more feminine styles I cannot get enough of recently, and you guys know I flip-flop on aesthetics like it is some sort of extreme sport. And actually recently I've been seeing a few videos of people dressing like all of their aesthetics, which I feel like I should partake in because mine would just be like wildly varied. But I think since back when I dyed my hair, I've really been leaning more into this sort of side of me, which also, side note, I hope you guys can just ignore how badly grown out my roots are. Currently trying to decide whether I want to redo this color or go for something completely different. Definitely taking suggestions in the comments. Please help me out. You guys know how indecisive I am, but I need to book in with the hairdresser ASAP. But yes, moral of the story, this be cute, and you can definitely find ways to take very vague trends such as a color palette and really just make it work for your own personal style. Speaking of personal style, if you guys have been on my channel for like the last couple of years, then you would probably be aware of my love for vests, and I don't know if I am happy or sad to announce that they are becoming a trend, because there's always that possibility with something being trendy that it is just so oversaturated that even if you love it so much, you eventually just kind of get sick of it. So I'm a little bit nervous. Actually, you know what? I love them so much, I don't think that anything is ever gonna deter me from wearing them, but I definitely love them in all varieties. Probably the most common that I wear is a sweater vest. However, on the runways, we were seeing a lot more of these tailored sort of options, which goes hand in hand with the suiting trend that we've seen so much of, which, by the way, if you are interested in that suiting trend, this vest does have like a matching wide leg trouser available as well. But I actually ended up just styling it with a pair of high-waisted black slacks instead. This could be very business bitch. If you wanted to, you could also play up that kind of 70s element to it as well. Think like Annie Hall for reference. At first I kept the styling super simple, and usually when I do this, I'll look in the mirror and I'm like, yes, work, it's a look. And then when I look at it through the camera, it's just not really doing it for me. So I don't know, you kind of just have to take my word for it. But then I started playing around with a few more layers, bringing more of my own personal style into the mix, and ended up falling in love both on and off camera. At the end of the day, all I want to say is, fellow vest enthusiasts, it is our time to shine. Let's get it. So a lot of the trends that I featured today, we kind of looked into some examples of how it may have originated from the runway, but this last one definitely took a different pathway. I feel like it was kind of birthed out of just the circumstances of everyone being stuck at home, and it is, of course, loungewear. In particular, matching sets, because this is like the lazy girl guide to looking cute. Honestly, just think about how many people you follow on Instagram that have posted some form of matching tracksuit sort of photo in the last couple of months. And I think also within this trend, we see a lot of cute patterns and colors. For example, your pastels and tie-dye. I think when it comes to sweatpants and tracksuits, a lot of the time we lean more towards basics or neutrals like blacks and grays, but at the moment people were really looking for an excuse to inject a little bit more fun into loungewear, which is where introducing more colors and patterns can make a huge difference. Also, a feature on the top that I thought might be worth mentioning is the drawstring detail, because this is something that we did actually see a lot of on the runway in a bunch of different unique ways, whereas obviously on the tracksuit it's more of a traditional format, but I don't know, I thought it still might be interesting. But yeah, those were all the trends I wanted to touch on today. Let me know in the comments what you have been loving and what you've been taking inspo from that you might want to see me feature in the future as well. Big thanks once again to Nasty Gal for sponsoring this video. Remember, all the info is down below in the description box. Hopefully I will see you guys in my next one, or maybe catch you over on my Instagram, which is at @StealTheSpotlight. Thanks guys, bye!